Tease away, young teaster.
Coming up on This Is True Really News today.
Not any other day.
Well, not unlike any other day. Social media posts.
Point.
Please like, subscribe, and follow This Is True Really News. We'd love to have you as part of our insane little family of idiots enjoying stupidity.
Hey,
what?
Squirrel.
As I was saying, Sheila?
This is True Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true,
Really?
as far as you know.
Wait a minute. You were saying Sheila?
I was.
That's
you just
odd.
didn't notice it.
Oh. I did. It just took me a moment to recognize it.
Sheila.
And is she Australian? That would make Sheila a Sheila.
Ooh, wouldn't that be nice?
An 82-year-old... Sure. An 82-year-old woman was pronounced dead at a New York nursing home. Why is that strange?
Holy crap, man, that's not funny.
Because she was found to be breathing 3 hours later at the funeral home where she had been taken.
Why would, I suppose she'd go to the funeral home next, yeah, based on the plans. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I'm guessing you're at a hospital or a home.
Yep.
Then they have to arrange transportation.
Yep.
Paperwork to do. 3 hours later, she's breathing, and they're going, uh-oh. So if the guy was going through the street saying, bring out your dead, you'd have a Monty Python skit. The woman was pronounced dead at Water's Edge Rehab and Nursing Center in Port Jefferson on Long Island at 11:15 a.m. Saturday, according to Suffolk County Police.
Okay.
The woman, whose name was not released, was taken to the Obie Davis Funeral Home in Miller Place at 1:30. All right, so it took them about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Police said in a news release she was discovered breathing at a little past 2. The woman was then taken to a hospital. No, I haven't seen an update on her condition yet.
Okay.
The case has been now referred to the State Attorney General's office for investigation. Okay. The State Health Department's investigating as well, adding that she couldn't elaborate on the thing, but Monica Pomeroy probably had that look on her face like... They also sent an email to the nursing home, but the person who answered just hung up.
I'm not taking this call. I'm not taking this call.
In a statement, the officials at the funeral home said, out of respect for the privacy and confidentiality, we're not in a position to comment, blah, blah, blah. The apparent premature declaration of death occurred days, count them, after a continuing care home in Iowa was fined $10,000 over an eerily similar incident.
Well, remember that one in China where the coroner came to pick up the body?
Yep.
Unzipped it and went, get out here. You idiots. Come
What's
here.
wrong with this?
Right now.
See the breathing part?
Yeah. Are you morons?
The eyes open, that sort of thing? The blinking?
It was all in
Anything?
Chinese, though, because that's their
Yes,
habit.
because that'd be silly for them to speak English.
Social media posts. This is from Soul Nate.
Huh?
Soul Nate. I'm guessing his name is Nathaniel.
Okay.
British cooking shows. Oh, tell us about this wee tart you've made. The crust is just lovely.
Stop it.
American cooking shows.
Now you've made me hungry.
We've replaced your knives with Phillips head screwdrivers and released raccoons in the kitchen. The clock is set for 30 seconds. Please bake us peace in the Middle East.
You know, I want to laugh at that, but that's pretty much the premise of every cooking show I've seen in here in the
It's
U.S.
just getting to be ridiculous.
Yep.
And Gordon Ramsay's new one just looks like a...
Did you watch it
waste of
after
time.
the Super
No,
Bowl?
I watched a little bit of...
I wanted to, but there
What?
were old movies I'd seen before that I wanted to watch.
I had an itch on my butt. So, officer, do you know why I pulled you over? Me. Definitely not for stealing a bunch of parrots, right? Officer laughs. Me laughs. Parrots in my trunk.
It's like the rise of the machines.
Yeah,
I laughed.
right?
My wife laughed.
The guy upstairs
The
laughed.
toaster laughed. Oh, heavens.
What are some of the some red flags for teachers that scream, drop this class immediately? I had a teacher that I loved, but everybody else hated. My economics teacher was an absolute madman. First day of econ. First rule, any and all cell phones are to remain off. If I see you using them, I will throw them out the door. Cell phone rings. It's his. Madman looks at class. looks at the cell phone, grabs the cell phone and throws it out the door. Didn't need to talk to my wife anyway.
That's exactly right. But you're going to hear about it.
Did you? I don't know if you've seen the one that's going around in some of the reels. Absolutely hysterical. A college professor. Imagine a college professor doing this. And I would have told the guy to go pound sand to start with. But he said, you can't use a laptop in my lecture class. And he's in one of those auditoriums.
I thought everybody had either a laptop, an iPad, something.
Yeah.
So if you have an iPad, it's okay? Because technically you can make the
guessing.
argument it's not a laptop.
Well, one guy went even further.
It's not a laptop. It's a Google Notebook.
He brought a typewriter.
Oh.
Clack, 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 clack.
Somebody
clack,
should
clack,
pay for
clack,
his
clack, clack.
education.
Ding. Zip.
Somebody
clack,
should
clack, clack,
really
clack,
pay
clack,
for
clack,
his
clack.
education.
Oh.
Just because.
Yeah. I'd have gotten into a confrontation because I'd have told the prof to go blow it out his butt. I'm bringing my laptop. How do you think I take notes, you giant wanker?
So you have an opinion then?
Not really. I'm sort of
No.
milquetoast on it.
So February 2nd was a holiday of sorts because that's when we have, well, I mean, besides the Bill Murray movie,
Groundhog's Day. Yeah.
that's when we find out if there's going to be more winter or an early spring, which is always strange, right? Because if he sees his shadow, there's 6 more weeks of winter.
Yep.
And if he doesn't, it's an early spring, like, in 6 weeks. I think it's a racket, but hey, Puxatani's
whatever.
okay with it. So Puxatani Phil saw his shadow, right? So other places have their own rodents. They would be of the same Puxatani Phil ilk.
I would have been really happy if you would have had a rodent when Shadow was still alive, because every February 2nd, you could just take it out and see, there he is.
And then Shadow would have eaten him.
Yep.
Yep. So Phil the Groundhog, right? 6 more weeks of winter.
Yep.
Jimmy the Groundhog in Wisconsin.
Yep.
Well, he's not around much anymore because he bit the mayor back in 2015. So Milltown Mel in New Jersey got caught up in problems with state law this year after the previous prognosticator. I mean, come on, they're groundhogs. They don't live forever. Woody the Woodchuck, who, of course, could answer the immortal question, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood, emerged from a tiny green door in a small human-made tree stump on Thursday and said,
I'm a little disappointed.
sleeping, gonna shut the door. Woodstock
Shut the
Willie.
door.
Woodstock Willie in Illinois saw his shadow.
For Pete's sake.
That, by the way, is the site of where Groundhog Day was actually filmed in 93.
Yeah.
In Octoraro, Opie, I don't know, someplace in Pennsylvania. Let's
Let's call it
Predictions from
Philadelphia.
a home base in Quarryville in Lancaster County.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you got the Pennsylvania Dutch folklore, which helped give birth to the Groundhog Day tradition.
Yep.
They have several on the job, including Mountjoy Minnie and Dover Doug, and they don't tell me how any of them reacted to being, rousted from their sleep. Staten Island Chuck. Yep, it sounds like a roast ticket in New York. Longtime predictor in New York City borough.
Do they have a Brighton Beach Baryshnikov?
What? A rodent that dances?
No, I mean a Russian one. So they all live in Brighton Beach.
It's such a big deal in Staten Island. Even the mayor didn't show up this year. Buckeye Chuck in Ohio. According to reports, the Chuck used publicly was a stuffed one. Go ahead. Why?
Stuffed Chuck, $9.95
Why?
a pound.
Because
Why
an
did
animal
they
rights
use?
group objected to how a live one had been treated.
Well, you can't stuff those, man. I mean,
And in Georgia, General Beauregard Lee, the groundhog. Yeah, let's go with General Beauregard Lee. Aren't those two famous generals from the Civil War?
Yeah.
Okay. Who claims a higher accuracy rate than Phil, contradicted Puxatani this year and said spring will be early.
I don't care.
I can see rodent wars in our future.
Duking
Vermin
it out.
fighting vermin.
Well, we're going to have to export this to Washington, D.C.
No, they already do that there.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Flathead Beacon Police Blotter,
Thank you. A bit of normalcy.
8:42 a.m. Some blankets in the nearby park were hiding a couple getting frisky.
Couples have been known to do that.
9:27 a.m. Someone received $60 to run an errand and buy a roll of stamps, but never came back. Right? 12:11 p.m. A woman was disappointed when officers told her they couldn't smell the meth lab she'd reported.
You know, if you can't smell the meth lab, there's one of two things going on. Either you have less than zero sense of smell, or, and this is probably more likely, there isn't one.
How could that be?
Well, I go around most of the neighborhood and I mostly don't smell meth labs.
2:35 p.m. A couple didn't have an issue. They just wanted some relationship advice. Hello, 911. Who should make the first move? I'm on the couch. I got my arm around her shoulders. What do we do? 7:09 p.m. Someone was concerned their roommate was going to put a hit out on them.
Wait a minute. Why am I laughing?
Yeah, you know, your wife's been on the phone a lot lately. 7:50 p.m. A driver pulled up to a house, ran off, broke off the newspaper box, knocked over a bird feeder, and drove off.
911.
It's a felony of some sort, somewhere.
Should be somewhere. Wow. Simply, wow.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.